If you enjoy the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. The Big Bang Theory is an American television sitcom created by Chuck Lorre and Bill Prady, both of whom served as executive producers and head writers on the series, along with Steven Molaro. It aired on CBS from September 24, 2007 to May 16, 2019, running for 12 seasons and 279 episodes. The show originally centered on 5 characters living in Pasadena, California: Leonard Hofstadter, played by Johnny Galecki, and Sheldon Cooper, played by Jim Parsons, both physicists at Caltech who share an apartment; Penny, played by Kaley Cuoco, a waitress and aspiring actress who lives across the hall; and Leonard and Sheldon's similarly geeky and socially awkward friends and coworkers: aerospace engineer Howard Wolowitz, played by Sussman Helberg, and astrophysicist Raj Koothrappali, played by Kunal Nayyar. Over time, supporting characters were promoted to starring roles, including neuroscientist Amy Farrah Fowler, played by Mayim Bialik, and microbiologist Bernadette Rostenkowski, played by Melissa Rauch, and comic book store owner Stuart Bloom, played by Kevin Sussman. The show was filmed in front of a live audience and produced by Chuck Lorre Productions and Warner Brothers Television. It received mixed reviews throughout its first season, but reception was more favorable in the second and third seasons. Despite early mixed reviews, 7 seasons were ranked among the top 10 of the final season's ratings, and it ultimately reached number 1 spot in the 11th season. It was nominated for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Comedy Series from 2011 to 2014 and won the Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series 4 times for Jim Parsons, totaling 7 Emmy Awards from 46 nominations. Parsons also won the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Television Comedy Series in 2011. A prequel series, Young Sheldon, based on Parsons' character Sheldon Cooper, premiered in 2017, with Parsons reprising his role as narrating adult Sheldon. Another spin-off is also in development. The show's pilot episode premiered on September 24, 2007. This was the second pilot produced for the show. A different pilot was produced for the 2006-07 television season, but never aired. The structure of the original unaired pilot was different from the series' current form. The only main characters retained in both pilots were Leonard and Sheldon, played respectively by the same actors. They were named after Sheldon Leonard, a long-time figure in episodic television as a producer, director and actor. A minor character, Althea, played by Vernie Watson, appeared in the first scene of both pilots that was retained generally as is. The first pilot included 2 female lead characters: Katie, a street-hardened, tough-as-nails woman with a vulnerable interior, played by Canadian actress Amanda Welsh, and Gilda, a scientist, colleague and a friend of the male characters, played by Iris Barr. Sheldon and Leonard met Katie after she breaks up with her boyfriend, and they invite her to share their apartment. Gilda is threatened by Katie's presence. Test audiences reacted negatively to Katie, but they liked Sheldon and Leonard. The original pilot used Thomas Dolby's hit "She Blinded Me with Science" as its theme song. Although the original pilot was not picked up, its creators were given an opportunity to retool it and produce a second pilot. They brought in the remaining cast and retooled the show to its final format. Katie was replaced by Penny. The original unaired pilot has never been officially released, but it has circulated on the internet. On the evolution of the show, Chuck Lorre said, "We did the Big Bang pilot about 2.5 years ago and it sucked. But there were 2 remarkable things that worked perfectly, and that was Johnny and Jim. We rewrote the thing entirely, and then we were blessed with Kaley, Simon and Kunal. As to whether the world will ever see the original pilot on future DVD release," Lorre said, "well, that would be something we will have to see in the show's failures." Prior to its first airing on CBS, the pilot episode was distributed on iTunes for free of charge. The show premiered on September 24, 2007 and was picked up for a full 22-episode season on October 19, 2007. Production was halted on November 6, 2007 due to the Writers Guild of America strike. Nearly 3 months later, on February 4, 2008, the series was temporarily replaced by a short-lived sitcom, Welcome to the Captain. The series then returned on March 17, 2008 in an earlier time slot. Several of the actors on The Big Bang Theory previously worked together on the sitcom Roseanne, including Johnny Galecki, Cyril Gilbert, Laura Metcalf, and Megan Fay. Additionally, Lorre was a writer on the series for several seasons. David Saltzberg, a professor of physics and astronomy at the University of California, Los Angeles, checked scripts and provided dialogue, mathematics and equations and diagrams used as props. Saltzberg, who had a PhD in physics, served as the science consultant for the show for 6 seasons and attended every taping. He saw early on versions of the scripts that needed scientific information added to them, and he also pointed out where the writers, despite their knowledge of science, had made a mistake. He was usually not needed during tapings unless a lot of science, and especially the whiteboard, was involved. Saltzberg sometimes needed assistance on biology from Mayim Bialik, who has a PhD in neuroscience. The Canadian alternative rock band Bare Naked Ladies wrote and recorded the show's theme song, which describes the history and formation of the universe and the Earth. Co-lead singer Ed Robertson was asked by Lorre and Prady to write a theme song for the show after the producers attended one of the band's concerts in Los Angeles. Coincidentally, Robertson had recently read Simon Singh's book Big Bang, and the concert improvised a freestyle rap about the origins of the universe. Lorre and Prady phoned him shortly thereafter and asked him to write the theme song. Having been asked to write songs for other films and shows, but ended up being rejected because producers favoured songs by other artists, Robertson agreed to write the theme only after learning that Lorre and Prady had not asked anyone else. On October 9, 2007, a full-length version of the song was released commercially. Although some of unofficial songs pages identified the song as The History of Everything, the cover art for the single identifies the song as the Big Bang Theory theme. In September of 2015, TMZ uncovered court documents showing that Stephen Page sued former bandmate Robertson over the song, alleging that he was promised 20% of the proceeds, but that Robertson had kept the money for himself. For the first 3 seasons, Galecki, Parsons and Cuoco, 3 main stars of the show, received $60,000 per episode. Their salaries rose to $200,000 per episode for the 4th season, and then went up additionally $50,000 in each of the following 3 seasons, culminating in $350,000 per episode in the 7th season. In September of 2013, Bialik and Rauch renegotiated their contracts and doubled their own salaries, beginning at $60,000 per episode, increasingly steading to $100,000 per episode. By season 7, Galecki, Parsons and Cuoco were receiving 0.25% of the series' back-end money. Before production began on the 8th season, the 3 plus Helberg and Nayyar looked to renegotiate their new contracts, with Galecki, Parsons and Cuoco seeking around $1 million per episode, as well as more back-end money. Eventually, in August 2014, the 3 principal actors earned an estimated $1 million per episode for 3 years, with the possibility to extend for a 4th year. Helberg and Nayyar were also able to renegotiate their contracts, giving them a per-episode pay in the mid-6-figure range, up from $100,000 per episode they each received in the years prior. The duo were looking to have salary parity with Parsons, Galecki and Cuoco, but were forced to sign their contracts after the studio and producers threatened to write the characters out of the series if a deal could not be reached before the start of production of season 8. By season 10, Helberg and Nayyar reached the $1 million per episode parity with Galecki, Parsons and Cuoco due to clause in their deal signed in 2014. In March 2017, the main cast members took a 10% pay cut to allow Bialik and Rauch an increase in their earnings. Through the use of his vanity cards at the end of the episodes, Lorre alleged that the program had been plagiarized by a show produced and aired in Belarus in 2010, officially titled The Theorists. The show features clones of the main characters, a similar opening sequence, and what appears to be a very close Russian translation of the scripts. Lorre expressed annoyance and described his inquiry with Warner Brothers' legal department about options. The television production company and station's close relationship with the Belarus government was cited as a reason that any attempt to claim copyright infringement would be in vain because the company copying the episodes is operated by the government itself. In March 2023, political analyst Mithun Vinjakumar filed a court case in Mumbai against Netflix due to the series insulting Madhura Dixit in an episode of season 2 by calling her a leprous prostitute. Catch part 2 for the review and some trivia.